Hello my dear students and welcome to today's class. As you can see on your screens also, the topic is the habitat of the living. So let's start the chapter. Before starting, I will tell you what are all we are going to learn about. Okay. So first I would be telling you about habitat, adaptations and assimilation. Okay. So let's start the chapter now. Okay. All animals live in some or the other habitat. They adapt themselves according to the surrounding so that they can survive. Children, there are many animals. Some animals, they live on land, some live on trees, some live in water. Okay, depending upon them, how the place, they adapt their body. Okay, the place where they are living, they adapt themselves. Okay, so here I am going to tell you about what is a habitat first of all. A habitat is a place where an organism naturally lives. Okay, how the organism is living in its natural environment, that is habitat. Okay, habitat consists of both abiotic and biotic environment. Now, habitats are classified on the basis of whether they are on land or in water as terrestrial and aquatic. Children, the animals which live on land are known as terrestrial, and the animals which are living in water, they are known as aquatic animals. Okay, if I ask you about what are terrestrial animals, you will name elephant, monkey, zebra, giraffe, lion, and aquatic animals are all kinds of fish, octopus. Okay, so they all live in rivers, lakes and ponds. So now moving to the next one. Terrestrial habitats. Okay, so let's start. There are five different types of major terrestrial habitats around the world. First is the forest, grasslands, deserts, mountains and polar regions. Where do these animals? They live either in forest, they live on grasslands, they live in deserts, mountains or in polar regions. So let's start with forest. Forests are the land areas which are mainly covered with trees and plants like shrubs. About 1/3 of land is covered with forest. Forests are habitats of man, different plants and animals. There are of different types of forests in the world. Now, forests are also of different types. Mainly we have divided into three categories: tropical forest, temperate forest and coniferous forest. So let's start. What are tropical forests? First of all, let me tell you. Tropical forests are also known as rainforests because these forests, they lie near the equator, and the places near the equator, they have lot of rain. So that is why they got the name as rainforests. These forests are found near the equator. They cover Hawaii, Latin America, Madagascar, Australia, Africa and Asia. In these forests, it rains about almost year around. Temperature ranges from 20 degree to 34 degree centigrade. Okay, now we will move to temperate forest. Tropical forest, the other name for tropical forest is rainforest. And where are they found? They are found in places near the equator. Now we will talk about temperate forest. What are temperate forests? Now, these forests have around 150 centimeter of rain every year. The trees present in these forests shed their leaf once in a year. Such trees are called deciduous trees, and thus these forests are also called deciduous forests. Tropical forest, children, they are very dense. Okay, the leaves of these plants, they do not shed their leaf. But if I talk about temperate forest, it rains around about 150 centimeter, and the leaves, they shed their leaf once in a year. Okay, and they are also known as deciduous forest. Now moving to the next one, that is the third one. Coniferous or boreal or taiga forest. Okay, these are cold forests and are found in the northern parts of North America, Europe and Asia. These forests covers around 17% of land on earth. The climate of these forests is cold and harsh. Temperature ranges from -40 degrees centigrade. So see how cold it must be when the temperature is starting from -40 degree. Okay. Now, moving to the next one. Okay. Now we'll talk about grasslands. Okay, what are grasslands? A grassland is an area of land which is predominated by grass. As the name suggests, grassland, lot of grass is there. Such land areas are dry and windy. About 1/4 of the earth is occupied by grasslands. At some places, forests and deserts are separated by a stretch of grassland. In grasslands, deep-rooted grass dominate the area with very few trees and shrubs. There are about two types of grassland, tropical grassland and temperate grasslands. Now again, grasslands are divided into two parts. The first is tropical grassland and the other one is temperate grassland. Now what are tropical grasslands, children? They are located between the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn and are hot throughout the year. With heavy rains in wet season, they are also known as savanna. So the other name for tropical grassland is savanna. Okay. Now we'll talk about temperate grassland. These are located north of the Tropic of Cancer and south of the Tropic of Capricorn. They have hot summers and cold winters with little rain. Animals which inhabit grasslands are elephants, anteaters, antelope, ant, baboon, camel, ferreters, boa, bull snake, etc. Okay, now we'll talk about desert. What is a desert? Desert, if you just think of, it would be a sandy place, okay, where a lot of sand is there and the temperature is really very high. Okay, around 40% of the earth's land is covered by deserts. The desert receives very less rainfall and have extreme temperature. Extreme means of very hot temperature. Deserts are hot and cold also. In hot deserts, the temperature may reach up to 45 degrees centigrade during day time, and in cold desert, it may touch up to several degrees below the freezing point. Due to such harsh conditions, very few plants and animals are found in deserts. Fine. As the temperature is very high and the water level is also very down because the rain is very less, so only few animals are able to survive. Few animals and plants. Okay. Now moving to the next one. The next we have mountains and polar regions. Okay. So let's start. The Arctic in north and Antarctica in the south are the polar regions of the earth. These are extremely cold. Animals such as polar bears, penguins, walrus and seal are found in these regions with very less vegetation. Mountains also have cold temperature but less than the polar regions. Polar regions are very cold as compared to the mountain. Okay. Now we'll talk about aquatic habitats. Okay. Now let's start. Some important examples of aquatic habitat are ocean, rivers, lakes and ponds. All the water bodies comes under this. First we'll start with ocean. Almost 3/4 of the earth is covered with oceans. Oceans are the origin point of life that we see on earth. The water is salty in ocean. The water which is present in ocean is unfit for drinking because it is very salty. Animals found in oceans are fish such as whales, sharks, penguins and other animals such as octopus, coral, crabs. Plants such as seaweeds, planktons, algae are present in oceans. Now we'll move to the second one, that is river, lakes and ponds. Okay. Rivers, lakes and ponds are also aquatic habitats. They form freshwater habitats. Some animals live inside the water, some float on water and others live in the surrounding areas. Children, it's not necessary that all animals live. Some live inside, some live on the water and some live in the surroundings. Animals found in freshwater bodies are swan, goose, crayfish, frogs, ducks. Plants such as lotus, water lily, hydrilla, water aconite are found in freshwater. These are all freshwater plants. Okay. Now the next one. What is adaptation? Okay, we'll start with adaptation. There are many habitats and each habitat differs from the other in many characteristics such as temperature, rainfall, its flora and fauna. Flora and fauna are the plants and animals. Some are dry habitats, others are hilly. as each habitat is very different from each other, the animals and plants found in these different habitats have changed themselves to survive better in the conditions of their respective habitats. For example, a camel can stay without water for a few days in deserts as there is a scarcity of water. A change in behavior or structure of an organism that allows it to survive in a particular habitat is called its adaptation. How the organism or the plant has adapted itself to what changes it has made according to its habitat, that is known as adaptation. Okay. Now, following adaptations are made by an organism in response to the condition in its habitat. First is change in behavior. To help themselves to survive better in the habitat, some plants and animals develop special organs. Such organs or body parts help them to cope up with the surroundings in a much better way. Then special behavior. To survive in their respective habitats, many organisms develop some special behavior that help them sustain. For example, many animals that live in highly cold regions of the world sleep for 6 months during harsh winter season. This is called hibernation. Children, when it's very cold, what do the animals do? They go for a long winter sleep, and that is known as hibernation. Now, changes in location. Many animals and birds change their location when conditions are unfavorable in their habitats. This is called migration. Animal migrates to more favorable places with their habitats are too cold or too dry for them. They migrate to warmer places, they have abundant food. Okay. So, not only plants but animals also adapt themselves according to their habitat. Okay. Now, adaptation for tropical rainforest. Adaptation by plants. What all changes are there? As it rains heavily in these regions, the leaves of the trees have drip tips. The leaves have these specialized tips which enable the quick flow of raindrop from the leaves. This saves the leaf from rotting due to excess of water. When we go to a rainforest, we see that many small plants have climbed on the trees of bigger trees. This is to get more sunlight, as in rainforest the vegetation is very thick and very little sunlight reaches the smaller plant. Okay. Now, what are the adaptations made by the animals? This was adaptation made by the plants. Now, we will talk about animals. Many animals exhibit camouflage. This is the ability of an organism to blend with its surroundings so that it cannot be spotted easily. Animals such as sloths, stick insects and leaf insects display this property. In rainforest, a large number of organisms live, so there can be a scarcity of food. Thus, animals adapt themselves to eat food which is not consumed by any other organism. Okay. Now, adaptation for temperate forest. Okay. What is that? Trees have thin adaptation. What are the adaptations made by the plants? Trees have thin broad leaves. This allows them to capture sunlight easily for making food. During winters, these thin and broad leaves can get damaged easily by freezing. Therefore, trees shed their leaves in winter season. The best thing is, instead of rotting, they just shed their leaves. Now, adaptation by animals. Animals either migrate to places with better survival conditions or they go into hibernation during the winter season. Now, what are the adaptation for coniferous forest? Okay. As these forests receive heavy rainfall, the trees are in the shape of cones so that the snow falls off easily. The leaves of trees are in the shape of needle and narrow. This saves leaves from damage. The tree conserves the leaves by not shedding them. This helps in saving a lot of energy, as growing new leaves require more energy. Okay. Now, what are the adaptations made by animals? Animals have thick layer of fur or hair which protects them during winters. Many animals migrate to warmer places when it is very cold or in winter season. Now, what are the adaptations for grasslands? What all adaptations the plants are making? Now, Moving to the next one. The stems of the plants are flexible. This protects the plant during strong winds as the plant bent instead of breaking. Because it is very windy, every time winds are blowing, what happens whenever the wind blows, the plant bends. It does not break. The stem of the plant is very soft, so that whenever the wind blows, it bends. Okay, the plants are deep rooted and so are fixed strongly to the ground. Now, what are the adaptations by animals? Most of the animals can run very fast. This helps in escaping from their predators. Small animals dig into ground and escape from the fire. It is very common in grasslands. Okay. Now, what are the adaptation for desert? If I talk about plants, the leaves of the plants in the desert, they are reduced into spines, okay, due to shortage of water. So, plants like cacti and opuntia are adapted to hot and dry climate. They develop a certain adaptation Most of the plants have deep roots which go deep down for absorption of water. The leaves of the most plants are in the form of spines to prevent loss of water. The stems are green which manufacture food instead of leaves. Stems also store water and thus are swollen and fleshy. Many plants have a thick coating of wax on the stems to prevent loss of water. Now children, there is an activity to show that desert plants lose less amount of water through transpiration than any other plant. This is very easy, you can just go through them. Okay. Now, what are the adaptations made by animals in the desert region? Okay. What all changes do they make? They have long eyelashes and ear hairs for protection from sand storms. Whenever the storms are there, the sand blows. So, they have the eyelids. The eyelashes, they are long and hairy, so that whenever the sandstorm is there, the dust does not go into their eyes. They have hump on their bodies where they store water and fat. They have long legs which keep them away from the hot sand. Okay. Now, animals have broad feet which help them in walking on sand. They can drink a lot of water at a time and store it. Many animals and insects dig deep burrows in sand and stay there during the day to escape from the heat. Now, what are the adaptations made by the plants and animals in mountain and polar regions? First, by plants. Plants grow close to the ground to avoid uprooting by winds. The leaves of the plants are small to prevent loss of water, and some plants can grow under the layer of snow also. Now, what are the adaptation made by the animals? Animals such as polar bear have white fur which helps them in camouflage. They have small ears and tails which minimize the loss of heat from the body. A thick layer of fat under the skin of the body helps in keeping the body warm. They have padded feet which helps in walking on the snow. Some animals have large chests and large lungs which help in breathing, as mountains have lower levels of oxygen. Now, what are the adaptation made by the plants in aquatic areas? First, by the plants. Some air chambers are present in the stem of the plants which help them to float on water. Leaves have a coating of wax on them which prevent their rotting by water. Now, by what all adaptations are made by the animals? So, let's start. The first is they also have hollow bones so that the bodies are light and can easily float on water. Because these animals, they live on water, the weight of the body has to be less. Okay. So, what happens? The bones are hollow and light. Then the feathers are waterproof due to secretion of oil from the glands present in the body. Animals which live inside the water have gills which help them in breathing inside the water, and they have fins and streamlined bodies which help them in swimming and maintaining their balance. Okay. Now, what is assimilation? Okay children, I have finished with the adaptation. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now, we will move to the next topic, that is assimilation. Adaptations, as we know, are the changes that occur in an organism over a long period of time and are permanent. Some changes occur over a short period of time and help the organism to adjust better to its surrounding. This is known as assimilation. Okay. In adaptation, it is the changes are made for long time and they are permanent, but the changes which are there for a short period of time is known as assimilation. Now, example of assimilation are growing of wool on the bodies of the sheep. When people living on plains go to mountain, they feel breathlessness as the oxygen content on higher altitude is low. However, after a few days, they are able to breathe normally. This happens because their bodies accumulate according to the new surroundings. Okay. Now, I hope you all have understood the chapter. Kindly go through it once again so that all your doubts are clear. Thank you and have a nice day.